Hi guys, so today one of your assignments is to do our first priority sheet in STEM core. And so I kind of just wanted to go over exactly what that means and the rationale or reasoning behind it. So we intentionally build in class time every 4 weeks for you guys to complete a priority sheet. And what that means is that you are being intentional about checking your grades and checking specific assignments that you did poorly on or forgot to turn in or turn it incomplete or something like that. So getting you into the habit of being self-sufficient enough to check your own grades and your own progress, okay? So in STEM core, be ready because every 4 weeks we'll be doing a priority sheet. So I'm going to share my screen, and in Google Classroom under week 4, you will see that it says priority sheet number 1, Tuesday, 8/31. When you click on that, it opens up a copy of this document that then becomes your copy. And so you'll notice that it says that this is due on Friday, September 3rd. So it's being assigned on Tuesday, the 31st of August, and it is due on Friday, this Friday. Plenty of time to get it done. Your name obviously goes where it says name. The date you're completing it obviously goes where it says date. And we have 2 courses, course 1 and course 2, because you take 2 courses here at Metro Tech. Now, if you want to go above and beyond and you want to put your sending schools classes on here, you are welcome to do that. But the minimum requirement is your 2 courses here at Metro Tech. So one of those is going to be STEM core. That's what class you're in. The other one is either going to be PBS or math. That's my assumption for all of our first year students here in the Biomedical Sciences Academy. You're going to go to Google Classroom, click on classwork, and then view your work if your teacher uses Google Classroom. Some of the math teachers don't, so I don't know how their programs work, but make sure that you go or ask and find out how you view your overall grade in their course. So the current course grade goes in these blanks. Now down here is where you are going to put the actual assignments. So you're going to tell me what course it's in. I'm going to skip this first column for now. We're going to come back to that. You're going to tell me what course it is in. So is that PBS? Is that math? Is that STEM core? You're going to tell me the assignment name. Again, write any assignment you have a 0 on or one that you want to redo because you're not happy with your score. And I can't speak for every teacher as far as what their redo policies are, but make sure you're being proactive and intentional about communicating with your teachers about that. My assumption is that most teachers are going to reward being intentional and proactive towards increasing your grade. Okay, right here, the value is how many points it's worth. So is that a 25-point quiz? Is that a 100-point test? Is that a 50-point lab? I don't know, but how many points was it worth? Some projects are worth like 500 points. I don't know, but what's the total worth? And then what's your actual grade? So let's say on the microscope lab, it was worth 50 points and you got 45 out of 50 and you're not happy with that. You should be, that's a good grade, but that's what you would put for your actual grade is 45. The value or how many points the assignment is worth would be 50. And then right here, I want you to put a check mark if that's a test grade. Now, something I want you to know is that here at Metro Tech, we have a 50-40-10 grading scale. So that means that 50% of your grade are your tests, projects, and labs. 40% are your daily assignments and homework, and 10% is professionalism. So if that's a test grade that falls under that 50% category, we want to make sure that we are noting that and paying attention to that. Obviously, the date completed needs to go here. Okay. Now let's talk about how we prioritize. So this first column says priority, do first, second, etc. If I have 10 items listed here, 10 different assignments that I'm not happy with in my 2 courses at Metro Tech, I need to have them ranked 1 to 10, 1 being my first priority. So that way I'm not as overwhelmed and I can go through and say, okay, I need to knock this out first. So let's discuss that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. Let's say in STEM core you have a D, which surely you don't. I hope you don't. It's your only elective in this program. Let's say you have a D in STEM core and you have an A in math. Rhetorical question, but in your head, answer me, which course should you be focusing on? Hopefully in your head you all said STEM core, right? If you have a D in STEM core, let's get that grade up. So that's going to be our priority. So we're going to go through all of our STEM core assignments that we had on this priority sheet, and we're going to rank those. Then we'll move on to geometry. Okay, again, that's just a specific example that I made up. You got to figure out what is the case for your actual grades. If it is a test, project, or lab, that needs to be your first priority. So let's say I'm missing a test and I'm missing just like a 50-point lab. My test needs to be number one priority in the class I have the lowest grade in. That lab is probably second. Then I could go through my daily assignments, etc. If it's just a 10-point something, it needs to be lower priority in that class. So I hope that makes sense to you, how we prioritize things. Number one, we start with the class with our lowest grade. Then we are going to rank those, the assignment that has the most weight down to the least weight, and then move on to our next class. Okay? And so again, the whole point of this is that we're teaching you to be proactive and intentional about checking your own grades. And also we're teaching you to prioritize, giving you those tools in your tool belt that I always talk about to make sure that you know how to prioritize. Where do I start? I got overwhelmed in the first 2 weeks, or I had to miss for XYZ, and I need to get caught back up. How do I know where to start? It's so overwhelming. So I hope that this is another tool that you can put in your tool belt to help you keep nice and organized. Your STEM core teacher, whether it's me or Mrs. Upton, we are always here to help you. Again, you can reach out to us via Remind. That's probably the best way, email or phone. Okay, so happy prioritizing, and I hope you guys have a fabulous Tuesday.